The study of psychology is not merely an exploration of the mind's mechanics, but a profound inquiry into what it means to exist. Few thinkers have contributed more to this existential dimension than Søren Kierkegaard, Jean-Paul Sartre, Martin Heidegger, Viktor Frankl, and Friedrich Nietzsche. These philosophers and psychologists challenged us to confront the most fundamental aspects of human life: freedom, meaning, suffering, and authenticity. They did not offer simple solutions, but instead provided frameworks for understanding the anxieties that come with being conscious, self-aware beings. Their ideas continue to shape modern psychology, influencing therapeutic approaches, resilience building, and personal growth. In examining their contributions, we gain not only a richer understanding of the human condition, but also the tools to navigate our own existence with greater clarity and purpose. Søren Kierkegaard, often regarded as the father of existentialism, introduced the idea that despair is an inherent part of human existence, a condition that arises when individuals fail to reconcile their authentic selves with the expectations imposed by society. His concept of the leap of faith remains a cornerstone of existential thought, highlighting that meaning is not found through external validation, but rather through a deeply personal inward journey. In the realm of psychology, Kierkegaard's exploration of anxiety, despair, and authenticity laid the foundation for existential therapy, helping individuals confront their fears and live in alignment with their true selves. His work benefits us today by offering insight into how self-awareness and personal responsibility can lead to a more fulfilling life, even in the face of uncertainty. Jean-Paul Sartre expanded existentialism with his emphasis on radical freedom and bad faith, challenging the notion that people are bound by fate, biology, or societal expectations. He argued that humans are condemned to be free, that we must create our own meaning in a world that offers none. Sartre's ideas have significantly influenced existential psychology, particularly in helping individuals take ownership of their choices rather than attributing their circumstances to external forces. His philosophy reminds us that while absolute freedom can be daunting, it also offers limitless potential for transformation and self-definition. In modern psychology, Sartre's work is reflected in approaches that encourage clients to recognize their agency, overcome avoidance, and take responsibility for the direction of their lives. Martin Heidegger deepened the existential discussion with his focus on being toward death and the anxiety that arises from confronting the finite nature of existence. He argued that much of human behavior is shaped by an attempt to distract ourselves from the inevitability of death, leading to an inauthentic way of living. His insights influenced existential therapy, particularly in how we process grief, purpose, and identity. Heidegger's work continues to benefit psychological thought today, as it teaches us that by embracing the impermanence of life, we can live more fully, focusing on what truly matters instead of being consumed by superficial distractions. Viktor Frankl brought existentialism into direct conversation with psychology through logotherapy, a therapeutic approach based on the idea that meaning is the primary driver of human existence. As a Holocaust survivor, Frankl's perspective was not just philosophical but deeply personal. He argued that even in the most horrific circumstances, individuals can find purpose through love, creativity, and the way they choose to confront suffering. His contributions to psychology offer practical tools for those experiencing depression, trauma, or loss, demonstrating that meaning is not something we passively receive, but actively create. Frankl's work remains a guiding force in psychotherapy and resilience building, helping people navigate suffering with a sense of purpose and direction. Friedrich Nietzsche, though not a psychologist in the traditional sense, laid the groundwork for many modern psychological concepts, particularly in his critique of moral conditioning, self-overcoming, and the will to power. He challenged the passive acceptance of societal values and urged individuals to transcend limitations imposed by tradition and fear. His concept of the eternal recurrence asks us to consider whether we would be willing to live our lives over and over again in exactly the same way, forcing us to examine whether we are truly living with intention. Nietzsche's work informs contemporary psychology by encouraging self-exploration, resilience, and the embrace of personal transformation. His influence can be seen in cognitive behavioral therapy, existential analysis, and even positive psychology, as his ideas emphasize growth, authenticity, and personal empowerment. Together, these thinkers revolutionize the way we understand the human mind, identity, and the pursuit of meaning. Their insights remain deeply relevant today, helping us navigate anxiety, purpose, authenticity, and the weight of our own freedom. Their work teaches us that while existence can be daunting, It is also an invitation, a call to engage fully with life, take responsibility for our choices, and create meaning in a world that does not hand it to us. The legacy of these existential thinkers is not merely theoretical, it is deeply practical, woven into the way we understand ourselves and approach the challenges of being human. Kierkegaard, Sartre, Heidegger, Frankl, and Nietzsche each offered a unique lens through which we can confront anxiety, choice, and the search for meaning. Their work reminds us that despair and uncertainty are not obstacles to be feared, but rather invitations to engage more fully with life. In an era where individuals struggle with feelings of disconnection, existential thought remains a guiding force, urging us toward authenticity, personal responsibility, and the creation of meaning in our own lives. Whether in therapy, philosophy, or daily existence, these ideas continue to shape our understanding of what it means to be human, challenging us to live deliberately with courage and purpose.